Kai sat alone in the abandoned warehouse, the vast emptiness swallowing his figure as the dim light flickered weakly above him. His fingers clutched a cigarette, knuckles pale, his expression unreadable as he brought it to his lips and exhaled slowly, the smoke curling into the stale air like a silent countdown. He waited. He knew Liwei was coming. And when he did, the moment he stepped inside this place, everything would explode. Kai leaned back slightly, his thoughts heavy and deliberate. He was ready. He had already accepted what this meant. He knew Liwei was probably already on his way, already burning, already unraveling, touching what Liwei considered his guaranteed chaos, destruction, and Kai welcomed it. He was done being the nice guy, done swallowing things, done pretending. His phone buzzed incessantly beside him, the screen lighting up again and again with his mother's name, Fang's name. The sound grated on his nerves. Annoyed, he picked it up, switched it off without hesitation, and tossed it aside like it meant nothing. Then headlights flooded the warehouse. The sharp beams cut through the darkness, spilling across concrete and rusted metal, and Kai's lips curved ever so slightly. He knew. Liwei had arrived. Kai straightened in his seat, his gaze lifting, unflinching, fixed on the entrance. Footsteps echoed through the space, swift, deliberate, heavy with intent. Each step carried rage, not the reckless kind, but the terrifying kind. Kai felt it in his chest. Liwei wasn't just angry. He was losing his mind. He rose to his feet just as Liwei entered. Their eyes met instantly, the air between them crackling, thick, suffocating. Liwei stepped closer, slow and measured, his gaze locked onto Kai like a predator studying its prey, calculating the exact moment to strike. When he finally spoke, his voice echoed through the warehouse, low and lethal, as he told him that he had touched her, that he had dared to lay his hands on her, his lips on his woman, knowing full well she belonged to him. Kai stiffened, lifting his chin defiantly as he replied that Amara was not an object, not a possession, not something that belonged to anyone. He stepped forward, his voice firm, unwavering, telling him that everyone had the right to desire her, to want her, to fight for her. Leaning in closer, he told Liwei that he wanted her too, that he desired her, that he wanted to make her his woman, and that there was nothing wrong with that. If Liwei was man enough, he should accept the challenge, fight for her fair and square, and let the best man win. Liwei tilted his head slightly, a dark, dangerous smile tugging at his lips as he told him that the moment he touched her without consent, the moment he drugged her, he forfeited every right to speak her name, to think he could have her, to believe he could fight for her. His voice sharpened as he told him that if he were truly a man, he would never have stooped so low, never have been coward enough to drug an innocent girl just to take advantage of her. He told him that the Kai he knew would never have done something so despicable, so heartless. Kai laughed softly, his eyes never leaving Liwei's face as he asked him which Kai he was talking about. The one who was always bubbly? Always laughing, always joking, no matter how hurt he was inside? He stood fully now, his voice loud, firm, unapologetic as he declared that this Kai, the one standing in front of him, was the real one. Liwei didn't respond. He closed the distance between them until they were face to face, his eyes boring straight into Kai's as he asked him why. Why he would lay his hands on his woman when he knew she was his, when he knew how deeply he and Amara loved each other. Kai laughed again, softer this time, sharper, as he told him it was because he wanted her too, that maybe he had been hiding it, burying it deep inside, lusting after her, wondering what it felt like to put his hands on her, feel her body, breathe her in up close, kiss her soft lips. Every word scorched. Liwei's eyes glazed with fire as Kai leaned in closer, telling him that he had finally decided to act on those feelings. that the taste of her lips was out of this world, that he wanted to kiss her all night, go further, and the only thing he regretted was not taking her clothes off. Something inside liwei snapped. He lunged forward, his hand clamping around Kai's neck, fingers tightening as he lifted him slightly off the ground. Kai didn't struggle. He didn't beg. He laughed, breathless, telling him that if he had the chance to kiss her again, he would do it. The punch came hard. Kai stumbled back, then swung just as violently, his fist connecting with liwei's face. And then there was no more talking. They crashed into each other, fists flying, bodies colliding, strength meeting strength in an intense, relentless fight. They grabbed whatever was nearby, slamming each other into walls, into metal, into the concrete, blows landing with sickening force as though neither planned to walk away alive. Finally, liwei overpowered him. He wrestled Kai to the floor, his body hovering above him as punch after punch rained down onto Kai's face, each hit fueled by fury, betrayal, and pain. His voice echoed through the warehouse as he demanded to know if Kai truly thought he could touch what belonged to him and get away with it. Then liwei pulled out his gun. He pressed the barrel firmly against Kai's forehead, his finger tightening around the trigger as he stared down at Kai's bloodied, swollen face and told him that he had crossed a line he never should have crossed. Kai laughed, not in fear, but in surrender. His voice dropped low, heavy with pain as he asked if liwei was planning to kill him the same way he had killed his father. Liwei's grip faltered. The gun wavered. And in that moment, he knew. Kai knew the truth. Meanwhile, Fang stood beside his mother, agitation clinging to the air around them as they tried again and again to reach Kai, the unanswered calls piling dread into their chests. Fang's phone suddenly rang, the sharp sound slicing through the tension, and he answered immediately. His expression shifted as his friend's voice spilled through the line, telling him he had seen Kai's car parked outside an abandoned warehouse, and beside it, unmistakably, liwei's car. Fang's breath caught. He turned to his mother and told her he knew where to find Kai. Fear and relief collided across her face, her hands trembling as she said there was no time to waste. She rushed toward the door without hesitation. Fang followed a step behind, then paused. A dark, sinister thought crept into his mind. He remembered the way liwei had looked earlier, the cold fury in his eyes, the same look he had worn the night he had almost killed him. Fang swallowed hard. He knew, without doubt, that liwei was capable of doing something terrible to Kai. His fingers tightened around his phone. Without another word, he dialed the police, his voice steady as he reported an attempted murder in progress, giving them the location before ending the call and rushing after his mother. Back in the warehouse, liwei stood frozen, staring at Kai as the weight of his words settled into his bones. For the first time, he was speechless. Kai, still pinned beneath the aftermath of violence, kept his gaze locked on him and asked why he wasn't shooting him. He told him he must be used to it by now, murdering people that after pulling the trigger he probably wouldn't feel a thing, just like when he killed his father and went on living as if nothing had happened. Slowly, liwei removed his finger from the trigger. The gun lifted away from Kai's forehead. He stepped back, silent. Kai pushed himself up, his movements unsteady but deliberate, his eyes never leaving liwei as he demanded to know why he would do that to him. He said he had trusted him, treated him like a brother, supported him, stayed by his side, only for him to turn around and murder his father in cold blood. He accused him of smiling to his face afterward, of comforting him as though he weren't the one responsible for his pain. His voice shook as he asked how liwei slept at night, how he laughed, how he enjoyed his life knowing what he had done. He asked if he was even human, if he had a heart, a soul capable of guilt. He said he had once thought liwei was joking when he claimed he was no longer human, but now he saw it clearly. He called him a devil wearing a beautiful face, a man with a heart consumed entirely by darkness. Liwei finally spoke, his voice low, strained, telling him it wasn't what he thought. Kai exploded, shouting that it was exactly what he thought. He said he had seen the evidence, that Liwei wasn't even denying it, which only proved it was true. He accused him of plotting his father's death in cold blood, and then having the audacity to want to kill him over a simple kiss he had given Amara. He told him that a kiss could never equal a life, that if anyone had the right to want revenge, it was him, not Liwei. Liwei shouted back, his voice breaking as he told Kai that his father had destroyed his life, stolen his childhood, and that even after everything, he had still been plotting to kill him. He said it was either he killed him first or waited to be killed. Kai stood there, battered but unyielding, and told him his father hadn't done any of that. He said it was their grandfather who was responsible, that Liwei was blaming the wrong people. His voice trembled as he reminded him that he had warned him, that revenge would destroy everything he had left. And now, it was happening. Liwei sank onto the floor, bloodied and exhausted, and told him he hadn't killed the wrong people. He said they deserved it. They had agreed to his family's destruction when they could have said no. He told Kai it was fine if he hated him, if he chose to end their brotherhood, because he didn't regret what he had done. His actions were justified. Kai felt something collapse inside him. All he had wanted, needed, was to see regret, to hear an apology, to know it had mattered. But there was nothing. Liwei pulled out his phone, scrolled through it, then rose to his feet. He handed the phone to Kai and told him to watch the video, to see if he would still think he was wrong. Then he picked up his gun and walked away, leaving Kai standing alone, Liwei's phone clenched tightly in his hand. Outside, Liwei limped toward his car, his face swollen and bloodied from the fight. Just as he reached for the door, the shrill wail of police sirens cut through the night. Red and blue lights flooded the area, illuminating his bruised body, his gun still visible in his hand. Officers stepped out with weapons raised. Fang and his mother arrived moments later. Fang immediately pointed at Liwei, his voice sharp as he told the police it was him, the one who had attempted to kill his little brother. He said from the way he looked, Kai might already be dead. He urged them not to hesitate, to arrest Liwei before he fled, calling him a danger to the community. The officers advanced. Before they could say a word, Kai stumbled out of the warehouse, limping, his face beaten and bloodied. Fang's voice rang out, demanding that Kai confirm it, that Liwei had tried to kill him, that he was a monster. All eyes turned to Kai. Kai looked at Liwei. Liwei looked back. Then, without a single word, Kai rushed forward and pulled Liwei into an embrace, his arms wrapping tightly around him. The world froze. The police stood stunned. Fang stared in disbelief. His mother gasped. No one understood what they were witnessing. Kai looked at Liwei as he moved closer, his voice low, trembling slightly, almost teary, as he told him that he had watched the video. He asked why Liwei had never told him what he went through, how everyone out there had believed he was being treated well at the center, while he was silently suffering so much. He admitted that he knew his father didn't like Liwei, but he had never imagined he would go that far, treating a child in such a cruel way. His hands clenched at his sides, his voice breaking as he asked why Liwei had never said anything, why he had hidden all of it from him. Liwei's gaze stayed steady, unflinching, as he told him there was no need, that nothing could be done now since it had already happened. Kai's chest tightened, sorrow overwhelming him. His voice filled with pity as he dropped to his knees in front of Liwei, the motion startling everyone who saw it. Shock rippled through the room. Fang's voice cut through, shouting for Kai to get up, asking if he was insane, telling him to stand, but Kai ignored him. His eyes remained locked on Liwei as he spoke, apologizing on behalf of his father for what had happened, for the pain he had suffered at his hands. Liwei's expression softened slightly. He reached down and pulled Kai to his feet, telling him it was fine, that he didn't need to do all of that. He added that he was sorry, too, for betraying him. He explained that every time he saw Kai's father's face, he remembered everything, that he might not have done what he did if he hadn't been forced into it, if he hadn't been left with a choice between letting himself be killed or acting first. Kai's lips curved into a faint, bitter smile, telling him that he understood. A tense laugh escaped them both, light but hollow, as Kai admitted that all the fighting could have been avoided if they had only talked first. Now, they both looked unrecognizable to each other, scarred by everything that had happened. The police turned to Fang, their expressions puzzled, asking if they had misunderstood the situation, as it didn't appear to be an attempted murder after all. Fang struggled to explain, his words faltering, but Kai stepped forward, his presence commanding, and told the officers that it had been a misunderstanding with his cousin, that they had fought, but everything had been resolved between them. There was no need for concern. It was just a fight between two friends. The officers exchanged glances and shook their heads, warning them that next time they should settle things in a more civilized way, or they might actually kill each other. With that, they got into their cars and drove off. Liwei looked at Kai, telling him he needed to leave as well. He got into his car and drove off. Kai's mother rushed to his side, touching his face, her eyes wide with concern, as she asked if he was okay and what he had done to offend Liwei. Kai reassured her with a faint smile, telling her he was fine, and walked past her and Fang. He got into his car and drove off, leaving them standing there, clearly shocked by everything they had just witnessed.